it is I, IARESMART, and welcome to the IAREDARK channel. I know it's a bit confusing still, but anyway, I think I finally figured out what I want to do with this channel, because it really seems like people like Fallout on this channel. I don't know, it's just, I'm getting the impression, you know, based on like one video that got like a ton of views, and a lot of new subscribers, and a lot of people commenting saying they want more, so I'm working on more Fallout stuff for this channel. But for right now, it's time for reading comments, yes. So again, for those of you who don't know how this works, I read comments. I pick out comments from my main channel and from this channel, and I read them. The ones from this channel will be at the end of this video, and there aren't as many. But you know, we got plenty of comments for me to read today, because a lot happened in the month of May. It was kind of crazy, especially on this channel. This channel, like, all of a sudden is just doing all really good, and I was like, oh, I just kind of figured this would be the channel where I just dump all the other stuff I didn't want to put on the main channel, but like, it's doing really well. So I guess I gotta like actually put effort in this channel. Also, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I can start having ad revenue on this channel too, because I got it on the main channel, but this channel is doing so good that I've already reached the watch time requirements in like a matter of weeks, and that's insane to me because I spent years on the main channel trying to get monetization, and then all of a sudden this channel, I don't know, I'm too good at making videos, guys. I'm too good at it now. I'm so good at making videos, I just immediately I can apply for monetization on this channel. So that's really cool. That's what's going on with me. Also, I gotta show you guys this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I got this. I got the UCS tie-in. Let me see if I can pick it up without like dropping it. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love this. This is one of my favorite things I've ever bought. So worth the money, dude. I gotta buy a lot of Lego sets, but I've never bought a UCS set before. It's my first Ultimate Collector Series. Look at this thing, dude. Look how cool this is. I'm sorry, I hit the mic. This is so exciting. I love this so much. Oh my goodness. Also, I modified the stand a little bit. Normally it leans back more like this. I modified the stand so it goes a bit forward more. I watched a Jang Bricks video on it. He showed like, hey, you can modify this to make it look better. I'm like, okay, I'll try that. And it looks better. Anyway, just hit the whole desk. Okay, forget it. It's reading comments time now. So I start off the month of May with a video called Darth Skibbity Riz. And one of the comments on it was by Servi Hoke, who says, "This is the most Gen Alpha thing I've ever heard. Please never make this scene again." You see, the funny thing with this video was, I kind of was thinking about it. It took me like a while to try and figure out, okay, how do I take this scene and add all of those brain rot words that I keep hearing everyone talk about on the internet? I had to do so much freaking research to try and figure out what all these words mean and be like, does it make sense if I use the word skibbity here? Does it make sense if I use baby Gronk here? Are these words, am I using them properly? And then I realized it doesn't matter. No one cares. Literally no one cares if I use these words correctly or not. And like, all right, sure. And then I just made that video. So yeah, it was terrible, but like in a fun way terrible. You know, like the Star Wars Holiday Special is terrible in an it's not fun way, but like this was terrible in an it's fun way, I think. At least I think. I don't know. Let me know. I don't know. I mean, I think some people genuinely were upset with me that I made that video, but I don't know. It was just ridiculous, and it was so funny to have Palpatine say Gen Alpha words. So yeah, that was fun. Fun fact, Palpy was actually a ladies' man in the comics. He had an entire squad of concubines that he smashed frequently. So him being a Rizzler apprentice is lore accurate. I don't know if this is true or canon, but you know what, let's go with it. I'm personally am more to, like, there's a clip from Star Wars Detours, I've talked about this before, Lost Media. It's a whole thing I could go on for ages talking about, but Star Wars Detours, like this thing, like Adult Swim and George Lucas were going to work together to make this animated show. And they had, like, a clip that was released of Palpatine being like, "Ooh, I totally saw Emperor Palpatine with, like, a bunch of hot Twi'lek models," and him just, like, talking to tabloids and, like, giving them rumors, but, like...
"I totally saw the Emperor dancing the night away with 3 Twi'lek models."
Just lying about himself to make himself look cool. I think that's hilarious. So anyway, that's just something that lives... What do the kids say? That lives rent-free in my head? Yeah, see, I'm hip with the kids. I know what they're saying these days. "I have never been more angry with you, and I'm 5'10", so that says something." Sorry, Mac. You should just be 5'11". It's the perfect height. I'm just saying, you should just be an inch taller. Like, you could just be an inch taller and be the perfect height. You see, with so many new people on both these channels, there's only like what percentage of my subscribers are actually gonna get the 5'11" jokes anymore? It's such a shame. But there's still, we still got our inside jokes from the years in the past of this channel of like 5'11", you know? For those of you who don't understand, too bad. Ask somebody else to explain it to you. There's a lot of history of me and then my YouTube channels. And for all the new people who are just like, who is this guy? I don't know, but he's cool. I'm gonna watch him anyway. You got a lot to learn. But stick around. I got all sorts of cool stuff in the pipeline. Fun stream, had a good time. Yeah, I live streamed for a couple times. You see, I've done it before on the main channel because I did I did Jedi Survivor on Grandmaster. I kind of want to continue that. That'd be fun to do. But I all of a sudden, like, I got time this summer, and I'm like, yeah, I can do live streaming. And then so it's just something I've always wanted to do, and so it's really fun. I'm actually planning to do another one. I'm recording this on Thursday, which is the day I usually do live streams on because I have it off of work. So I'm gonna like live stream after this, like later this afternoon. I'm gonna live stream. So my voice is probably gonna be pretty tired today after recording, reading comments, and then immediately going right into a live stream. But you know what? I can do it. Okay, I know how to YouTube, guys. Okay. Poor Palpatine. He had a freaking stroke and started talking nonsense, and then he immediately replied saying, "I called it. No way." I find this comment so funny because it's like clearly what happened is the guy commented like before finishing the video, and then he was like, "Oh my goodness, I called it." So because at the end of the video I say, "Oh, I'm having a stroke." It's funny if you watch the video. Anyway, not that having a stroke is funny. God, see, this is why I have to. Dang it! Now I've ruined myself. I'm gonna get canceled. Anyway, but the thing is, like, I get so many. I see so many people like. I understand if I upload like a really long video and you comment like right about something at the start because you haven't finished it yet and you don't want to wait till the end of the video to leave that comment about the thing at the beginning. I get that, but like with these videos, they're so short. Like, they just watch the whole thing first. I don't know. People are weird. May the force be with you, and also with you, Holimal Bob II. I'm eventually gonna figure out how to pronounce that. Anyway. Yeah, I made a post on Star Wars Day, because Star Wars Day is this month. It's crazy. It feels so long away now, but to be fair, it is at the start of May, and now we're at the end of May. But anyway, Star Wars Day is cool. It was kind of weird this year, because it was just kind of like, oh yeah, it's Star Wars Day, eh. Like, I'm just not really into Star Wars that much. I know, that's a bit ridiculous coming from the guy literally wearing a Stormtrooper helmet on his face, wearing a Star Wars shirt, a Star Wars watch, in a Star Wars room, who just showed off a Star Wars Lego set. But like... It's just, I'm not really big in this. I don't know. I still love Star Wars. It's still a big thing, but it's just, there's not much going on in Star Wars right now, like, in terms of new stuff. We're getting Acolyte coming out soon, which looks interesting. I'll watch it. I'll see how it is. I really hope it's good, because Star Wars needs to have something good right now to keep it from dying. If the Acolyte's really bad, that might just be it. We might finally be just over with Star Wars. I don't know. That's maybe a bit too, I don't think it's really that bad, but I don't know. The Star Wars fan base is just kind of right now. That's just what I feel like. Like, even Bad Batch Season 3, I might talk about that a bit later. Like, it just kind of was just meh. It was just it just ended. What did you think of Tales of the Empire? Ooh, so, it was mid. It was the most just meh thing I've ever watched in Star Wars. Like, Tales of the Jedi was kind of cool. I liked some of the Dooku stuff in it, but this was just like, hey, want to know what happened to Barriss? She became an Inquisitor, and then she wasn't an Inquisitor anymore. Okay. Want to know where Morgan Elsbeth came from? She was like a Night Sister, and then she was in the Empire for a bit, and then she worked with Thrawn, and then the events of the Ahsoka show happened, and like, okay. It was just like, it really didn't add anything to anything. It was just like, here's more Star Wars content, but it's like, this has nothing to me. This has like no real significance to anything. It's just kind of background fluff, because they're like, oh, here's some loose ends we want to tie up, and it's like, you didn't even do it in an interesting way. I don't know. Tales of the Empire was just super boring. I don't know. It had some cool stuff, don't get me wrong. I was thinking about making a video about it, but then I was just like, this is so boring and I don't think anyone cares, so I didn't end up making that video. On God, I think that's what ONG means. I literally can't stop laughing whenever I watch these. I unironically think these are some of your best content. Thank you. I do like to branch out a bit more, because I don't want to just do Star Wars stuff on the main channel. Like I just mentioned, I'm getting kind of sick of Star Wars. Not really, but it's just like, I know it's the stuff that does the best, but I don't only want to do Star Wars. Come on, man. I want to have other stuff, so... I did that Bane video, that one didn't do as well. This Spider-Man video didn't do as well, which is what I expected, but it still did pretty decent, you know. It's just like, 1,000 views versus 10,000 views, which is a pretty big difference. Don't get me wrong, but still, I want to just occasionally, mix it in, and hopefully in the future, when more people come to the main channel, I'll be able to do a greater diversity of content. I don't know what's gonna happen with this channel. I'm gonna keep doing Fallout videos for now, and maybe the Fallout hype will die off. I don't know. I got more settlements I want to build and make videos on, so we'll see how it goes here on this channel too. Check the internet lately. I like this guy. He should go into politics. Yeah, so Metal Gear Rising Revengeance reference. Hope at least this guy got it. That game's really fun. I don't know. Would that be fun to play on a stream? I don't know. I'm thinking like, because the thing is, I was like doing gaming live streams now, and I'm like, what games would be fun to play on stream? I got a ton of games that I like playing that I could play on a stream. I don't know. And the thing is, that's the only Metal Gear game I've played, and I have friends that are like really big into Metal Gear, so like I kind of am like, so there's this thing in the Metal Gear Rising that I played, because it just became super popular a few years ago, and everyone was playing it. I'm like, sure, I'll try it, and it was super fun. And then they're explaining to me like all the other bits of other Metal Gear lore, and I'm like, all right, that's like I know Star Wars has a lot of lore, but Metal Gear stuff is just like crazy. I don't even know. It's kind of scary that George is already turning 80. It will be a very sad day when he dies. Yeah, I mean it will be, and because I don't know what happens after George Lucas dies, because obviously they're gonna be like, George Lucas is dead. There can never be Star Wars again. Like all that weird stuff. He's been in the news a lot lately because he won an award for something. I probably should know what it is, but he like said, yeah, I don't really like what Disney did with the sequels. And then of course all the people who, you know, took that and ran with it and like, Disney bad, George Lucas said Disney bad. It's like, yeah, it's like the 20th time he said that, guys. People forget that George Lucas isn't some infallible perfect man. Like, I'm not a George Lucas hater, but he did a lot of weird stuff. Okay, he made the special editions, guys. I'm still not gonna forgive him for that, okay? He did a lot of bad stuff in them special editions, and he made the prequels, and you know, he was like, let's put Ahsoka in this mini skirt despite the fact she's a 14-year-old. There's a lot of things I don't like about George Lucas, which is why I get annoyed when people put him up on such a high pedestal and like anything he says is scripture. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant about George Lucas, but the main point is that it will be a sad day when he dies, because he did create Star Wars, and I still love him for it. The laughter this video gave me has left me scarred and deformed. I don't know how that works, and I also don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm going to assume you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making that video, and it got a lot of positive reception. I wasn't really sure how that one would do, because I wasn't really sure how to get the idea across in the title and thumbnail, but it did pretty well, so I'm happy, I guess. Yeah. Chief Palpatine, age 79, gave himself up to the authorities after the incident. He is now serving a life sentence. Anakin Skywalker, age 45, attempted to flee in a commandeered TIE fighter. He was shot on sight by arresting officers and died at the scene. That's the thing is, with this video, because it was like, I don't know, there's something I've seen in the past where it's kind of like, because in that video I had Palpatine be like, oh, what, are the Sith police going to come arrest us? And then they actually do at the end, because you're not expecting it. It's kind of like someone else commented like, oh, it's like the Spanish Inquisition joke from Monty Python, I think is what that comes from. Where it's like, oh, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition, you know, it's like that, you know, no one expects the Sith police. So that was fun. These impressions are incredible, a million times better and more accurate and soulful than anything an AI can muster. And I really love these comments. People like say, hey, thanks for not using AI. And I'm like, cool. Because I've said this ad nauseum at this point. I really just don't like AI voices. They can be really impressive sometimes. People can do some really cool things with them if they do a lot of editing, but it's just like, you can't get like, you did what? Out of like an AI. Like that's something only I can do. Like only a person can make that sound. I don't know, maybe an AI can do that. I don't know. But like the silly things that I do in my videos, I don't know. I get them exactly the way I want them. Even if it doesn't sound 100% accurate to the character, it sounds the way I want it to sound for the sake of the comedy. So, I don't know. I've talked about it so much at this point, but that's just my philosophy on it. I just prefer using my real voice. And, you know, I don't gotta pay for like an AI subscription or whatever. You've fallen off your goonness. I'll never turn to the skibby side. I am a Rizzler. Like Baby Gronk before me. Great live stream, glad I joined. Yeah, Michael Verdon. I gotta give props to this guy again, because he comments, I like everything I upload. And like, especially on this channel too, he's been commenting a lot, and he's like, IARESMART, I love your Fallout videos more than your Star Wars videos. And I'm like, cool. Just stuff like that. So thank you, Michael Verdon, for just like, only really showed up like last month, and I think the month before that on this channel, but very dedicated commenter. So you gotta show respect to the people who are like, I'm gonna comment on like every single IARESMART video. So it's really cool. The Starkiller reference made my day, to be honest. I mean, that's why I put it in the video, to get comments like this, and people are like, oh, Starkiller, he mentioned Starkiller, because I know Force Unleashed fans, like anytime you mention anything Starkiller, they're like, oh. The other funny thing was I just got so many comments being like, Starkiller's canon. I don't care if you or Disney say he's not canon. And then I'm just like, he's not canon. That's simply a fact. Starkiller isn't canon anymore. They're like, you're wrong. And I'm like, no, you are. I don't know. It's really funny arguing with people who are just like stupid. I don't know. I usually just avoid it, but sometimes it's fun to argue with them, just to be like, yeah, you can keep saying that, bud. It's not true, but you can keep saying it. Like, I don't know. So there's a couple other comments that are like that on that video, but I don't know. That's a fun thing, you know, because it's like, I definitely put things in my videos to get more engagement. I try to not do it in a scummy way, but it's just hiding little things, and people point them out, and they're like, yep, you got it. Good job. Good for you. You caught the thing I put in that video. Why am I sounding so condescending with this bit? We're just moving on. After he wins a pod race, of course. So that video was fun. I was basically like, what if Palpatine planned every single event that happens in the prequels? That's funny, I think. Because I still have no idea. I've tried to think about, I've been thinking over years, like, okay, did he plan this thing and not this thing? Now, again, I got plenty of comments on this video telling me, oh, well, Palpatine actually planned this deal to not these deal. But then someone else will comment, and it contradicts the previous comment. And I'm like, what's the authority on Palpatine's actual plan? Is there any? Has anyone figured it out? Is it all somewhere in George Lucas's mind of like how it all works? Why does Palpatine get Count Dooku to get a bounty hunter to get a guy? Like, anyway, check mark. This guy has a check mark, and I'm kind of jealous. I'll get one eventually. I got to get to 100,000 subscribers before you can get a check mark, but I'm just pressed. I think I could be wrong again, but I think this is the first time I've seen a check mark in my comment section, which is pretty darn cool. This whole thing feels like a Palpatine parody sitcom where he goes around the galaxy doing random stuff. That is the dream, honestly. I just want a sitcom about Palpatine. That would be the funniest thing to me. Just I'll do the voice. Maybe it's animated or something. I gotta get someone who's like really good at animation. We'll make a sitcom, like a couple episodes, you know, put it on like Adult Swim or something. I don't know. And like, that'd be awesome. Again, it'd be difficult because we have to get the rights to Star Wars, and Disney would never give it to us. Especially for something that was like, you know, the kind of humor that I do. Which I guess, I mean, I don't know. I'm not like, maybe I'm not like Adult Swim kind of humor. But again, it's not exactly like kid-friendly humor. It's somewhere in the middle. So, I don't know. It would be awesome, though, if it, like a Palpatine TV show. That'd be so cool. Okay, actually having the Sith police barge in at the end got a chuckle out of me. Yeah, I think I talked about this earlier in the video, but like, it was just the idea while I was making that. It's like, I made this offhand comment, like, what if Palpatine says, like, oh, what are the Sith police gonna arrest us? But then I was like, well, what's the punchline for the end of the video? I'm like, okay, but what if the Sith police actually show up and no one expects it? So, it's silly, it's stupid, but hey, sometimes that's the best kind of humor. I love how Palpatine just becomes a 5-year-old begging Anakin to kill Dooku. This is just how I've always thought of Palpatine. That's just his personality. He's just like, come on, man, please, just kill Count Dooku, please, come on, man. Just turn to the dark side already, Anakin, please. It's so fun. It's because again, we get the impression that Palpatine's this mastermind who's planning everything in the shadows. I just think it's more fun to think he's just an idiot who just got lucky and became the guy in charge of everything. Questioning the brilliance of the Palpatine prequel plan trademarked Annie? Beyond treason. A powerful Sith you will not become. Anyway, this is a Cookie comment. Dr. Cookie, he leaves so many strange, almost indecipherable comments on my videos, and I just love them, you know, because it's like, some of them like this, I can get what he's going for, but just the use of emojis and word choice, it always keeps me guessing. I don't know, that's what I say. It's just really interesting comment. I try to always feature at least one in these reading comment videos. Obi-Wan just casually talking on the floor, XD! Yes, this is a bit of consistency from the previous video I did in this scene where I had Obi-Wan just like on the floor, like knocked out and just being like, oh hey, how's it going, guys? I thought it was funny because it's like, well, I want Obi-Wan in the scene, but during this scene, he gets like thrown into a pillar and then has a giant like metal piece crushed on him and he slides along the floor. How does he not die? Watch that scene back and ask yourself, how does that not like cut Obi-Wan in half? A giant heavy metal beam falling like onto his, it's not like, it's like, even it would not only crush his legs, probably like split his torso in half. Like what, did Dooku just like gently push it on him? Gently push him over a bit? That looked very violent. He should be dead. There should be blood and guts of Obi-Wan on the ground, but because plot armor, he's fine. You have alerted the Horde, and then I said, let them come. Let them brawl. Let them face the insurmountable might of the Helldivers. Yeah, so, anyway, this is in reference to a post I made. Because I'm just getting really pissed off. I mean, it's been going on for months now. Anytime there's an Acolyte trailer on Instagram, I check the comments and I'm like, ew, woke trash, stay woke, get broke. But then there's a decent amount of people saying like, people are stupid for saying this, but then it's just like, this is just Star Wars discourse. You talk to somebody, right? And you're like, hey, there's a new Star Wars show coming out. They're like, oh, it's woke trash. I'm like, it's not even out yet. How could you say it's bad? And then people are like, oh, it's got bad writing. And I'm like, how do you know the writing's bad? It's not out yet. Like, you're making conclusions based on the trailer, which we don't know how it's gonna work out. Oh, it's gonna ruin the prequels because they're gonna have the Sith show up. You don't know that. You don't know that for a fact. They can have a perfectly valid explanation. It isn't out yet. Make up your mind after the dang show comes out. It pisses me off. Okay, that's why I made this post, because it's just like, why? This is why I don't like the Star Wars fanbase. No, don't get me wrong. The follow-up fanbase and pretty much every fanbase is gonna have problems like this. But like, okay, what are we like? We're like 20 minutes into this video now. It's time to do comments from this channel. I know, crazy, reading comments from an entirely different channel for most of the video and then a little bit from the channel that's actually uploaded on. It makes sense, okay? My logic makes sense here. Anyway, we should pull a Helldivers 2 and yell at EA until they continue to support Battlefront 2. I replied to his comment saying it's probably too late for this, but it is a just darn shame. Battlefield 2 is such a good game. Anyway, I made a video. It didn't do as well as some of the follow ones, but you know, I just played the May 4 event back on May 4, which I completely did not expect to work, but it somehow did, and it was really cool. Because for those of you who aren't familiar, there's a special event in that game. You get to play as like all the heroes at the same time, which you don't normally get to do. It's super fun. It's just chaos on all the maps. It's super fun event to play. So I'm really glad that they somehow brought it back, even though it did break people's games for a little bit, but then they fixed it. So I don't know. Really, really weird. Because someone at EA would just like flick the switch on that event, and I don't know. It's crazy. Welcome to the atrium. Don't you mean the 80 atrium? Ah, haha. You see, I love this because it's the kind of stupid dad joke I would make. 80 atrium. Like, I don't, maybe he stole that from somebody else. I don't know. That's super clever, and I'm just pissed off that I didn't get to use that joke in my video. If I would have thought of it, but how would I even think of, like, 80 atrium? I would have never thought of that. That's brilliant. This is perhaps the best settlement build I've ever seen. Definitely subscribing. This thing is, maybe I'm too humble or something, but I genuinely don't even think the vault was that good. I didn't expect it to get much attention. I literally just built that vault a couple years ago just to mess around with the DLC, because I like years and years ago, like when I first played Fallout 4 back in like 2016, 2017 era, I like played around with that Vault-Tec DLC, and I built a pretty cool vault, but it was on Xbox, and I don't think I have that save anymore. It was fun, and I just never played around with the Vault-Tec DLC since. So I was like, yeah, let's play around with building a vault again. I did that a couple months ago. Then I was like, maybe I could turn this into a video. So I came back to it, and I, just added a couple more things, and then I made that video. And it did super well, and everyone's telling me how great this vault is. I'm like, I think it's kind of cool, but I don't know. So yeah, it was a really fun video. I'm glad it did as well as it did, but totally unexpected, completely unexpected for me. Not only is this funny and well put together, it's triggering my ASMR. This channel is going to be big one day if you keep at it. So thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying a compliment for my channel, but I'm still trying to figure out how this video is ASMR. Like, I have a calming voice or something, but the thing is, my impression of ASMR is two things. It's either like, isn't this sound so satisfying? And I'm like, no, it's just annoying. Or it's, Dami Mommy cuddles you and calls you her pet and tells you you're a good boy and, helps you cuddle you and helps you fall asleep. Female for male, ASMR, cuddling. That's my two impressions of ASMR. Not that I listened to that second one. It's not like I have much experience. It's just I've seen, the thumbnails and stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, that's weird. I would never click on that. Anyway, but that's my impression. And I definitely don't think I'm the second one. So maybe my voice or something about that video was like the satisfying noise thing. I don't know. Maybe I need to start a third channel for ASMR now. I don't know. I have nothing else to add to this comment. The comment says it all. It's all right there. Oh, I had someone say, you are deliciously clever. I love the use of the word deliciously in this context. Deliciously clever. I've never heard anyone describe anyone like that, and I'm so honored that someone called me that, and it's probably one of the best compliments I've ever received and made my entire week, and I'm still happy about the fact that someone called me deliciously clever. I don't know, I really, thank you for calling me that, Jade. The yellow jumpsuit idea was quickly rejected, and the silence while he was beating the out of her was amazing. Yeah, so that part of the video, again, it happened completely by accident, it wasn't scripted, it was just while I was cheering the vault. I've heard that line before where Dweller's like, would a yellow jumpsuit really be that bad? And it's always just been like, ew, yellow is just an ugly color. I get, it has like a yellow strip on it, but it's like a completely yellow jumpsuit. You want a piss-colored jumpsuit? That'd be terrible. But then it just happened while the video was, and then they're like, would a yellow jumpsuit really be that bad? And I was just like, what did you say? Just, and it played the perfect animation. I didn't think it would play that one, but it just went perfectly. Thankfully, it didn't actually aggro the settlement. Sometimes if you do that, if you punch your settlers, it will aggro the entire settlement. They'll start shooting at you. Thankfully, it wasn't enough to actually aggro anybody. That bit went perfectly. And then just carry on, keep doing the tour. There's so many fun little things in that video that just worked out so well. And it was just really fun to make, and I want to do more like it. So, stay tuned. Okay, that's all the comments. I have to go eat lunch, and then I'm going to do a live stream. Then I got to edit this video. I got a lot of stuff to do today, guys. But I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, check out either channel. If you're from the main channel, watch more videos on this channel. If you're from the second channel, watch more videos on the main channel. Just watch all my content is basically what I'm saying. You need to, when you subscribe to me, you need, first of all, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. But when you're subscribed, that's a big commitment, okay? It means you're gonna watch every single gosh darn video I upload, okay? It's like a lifetime contract, okay? And you can never unsubscribe. That's another thing. Once you subscribe, you can never unsubscribe, but you have to do it, okay? Just saying. It's a big commitment, but you have to do it, okay? I'm making you do it. Is this gonna get people to subscribe? I don't know. Maybe I'm scaring people off now. Anyway, I'm gonna go make more content because that's what I like doing, and that's for all of you guys, because you guys are all awesome and you watch my videos, and I really enjoy it and I appreciate it, and that's why I read comments, because I want to highlight the comments. Because I mean, seeing a video get a bunch of views, that's cool. Like, sure, a video on this channel got 75,000 views. That's a lot, but like, it got so many comments, and it wasn't maybe like wasn't even in the hundreds of comments, but like so many of them were just positive, encouraging, saying great job, this is amazing, I love what you did with this video. And that's the stuff that keeps me going. That's why I keep making content, because of the comments. And that's why I do this reading comment series. Because to read people say, this is amazing, thank you for making my day better, that's why I keep doing it. That's why I make these videos. And yeah, so thank you to all. That's a little random tangent at the end there. I've been doing this outro for like a while now. It just needs to end already. All right, this is why I just don't do outros. We're cutting it off. Bye. Go away.